Hello and welcome back to RC Time. I'm Mark and today I'm going to be sheeting the bottom of the wing and putting the leading edge on. That's the wing we're going to be doing, and this is the other side which I've had a little go at and done, including the ailerons and the flaps. Which we will get to at another stage, so I'll show you them on the other side wing. As you can see, the sheet at the bottom come out alright. It's got to be sanded. It's all nice and hardened, there's no loose points, all nice and tight. I've been over it with the PVA glue and it's all strong and ready for its next stage. So that would be fitting the servos, cutting out the retract holes, and then sheeting the top of the wing. So we'll do that. That will be in a few sort of days time. So I'll put that aside and I'll show you how I sheet the bottom. This is the sheeting that comes in the kit, so didn't have to go out and buy any sheeting. That's good. And what I basically do is I lay it out, find how many sheets I need for the wing, and then I glue them together using the SAP thin CA glue, and I glue them together into one sheet. I just find that's easier for the bottom. I'll probably do them separately when I do the top, and I'll show you that process when I do it. This gives you sort of on the bottom, it makes it just easy and quick. Show you here, I shall just glue this. I've got this bit to glue on just to finish the sheet. Basically flat surface, get the wood nice and flat. Put the two edges up, make sure they're nice and tight. If you don't think they're tight, you've got any gaps or anything, use your straight edge sanding block and just whip that along the edges. Just make certain they're nice, clean, right angled edges. So yeah, so just like that. Put them in right tight as you can get them, and just run some thin CA glue, typical. Yeah, just run some thin CA glue into the joint. I usually just put a couple of dabs on first just to get it to hold. There you go. There you go. Nice and tight. There you go. Now it's holding. I can hold it off the bench a little bit. When I'm doing the long ones, I'll often put a bit of tissue on the bench, lay it on the tissue. Then if the super glue does go through the wood, you just got a bit of tissue on there which sands off in seconds, rather than it being stuck to your bench. And then I'll run it all the way along, like so. And then that now gives a good joint, and there'll be, when it's on the wing, there'll be no bits that come apart or anything like that. It'll just be a nice solid bit of wood. So just give that a second to dry. There we go. There, so as simple as that. So now here we have the ribs, as you saw on the last video. David Davis did ask about the rib layout. I think I understood what David was saying. I presume his name's David. But basically, this is just how they design it. If you're building a scratch-built kit, a Brian Taylor, or a Nye House, or any of the others, so a lot of the times they are a bit different. And as David said, they're quite correctly. They'll usually have a main spar that'll be a 3/4 from the front edge of the wing on the thickest point of the wing. That'll go the full length, and that'll be your strengthened spar and your important point. On this one, it has got a 3/4 main spar there, but it doesn't run the full length. It then changes to this spar, and because these are all pre-shaped and preset, it's pretty. You don't really need to do anything else to it. I mean, you could alter it if that's took your fancy, but there isn't no need to. It's well designed. As you saw when I put it together, very easy. So anyway, so I lay this out on a bit of wood. I've drawn a line here, 10 centimetres from the edge, because that's my overlay on the plan. And basically these ribs will come 10 centimetres, and the next sheet will come over and glue to here, and then you can sand that in or out depending on where you want it, to get a nice straight leading edge. So, and that's as simple as that. So line up, and what I do is I'll start at one end, because this is obviously a certain amount of curve. So I shall push down hard and just do a few little bits of glue just on there. Hoping you can see that okay. Just tilt you down. Make sure you're okay. There you go. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So I'll just work from the trailing edge of the wing first, and yeah, first bit done. And it's just a case of getting it in position along the line. A little bit of CA glue, keep the weight on it. So there you go, simple as that. Speed the process up a bit. There we go. Alright, that was as quick as that. Now basically as you go, you just push down, and so as you go we'll be rolling the wing so that we get the sheeting will go with the curve of the wing, and we get a good contact all the way along. The CA glue just makes that a lot quicker. Right. Going quite nice. Right, go to the next rib. Check that one. Yep. That's it. Just double check it, make certain you got it on. Right. Feet in the centre. There we go. Next rib. Up. We'll have to sit here holding it. Okay, front edge. Isn't quite the front edge, but the front spar. Push down, got the curve in the wing. Okay, just go knife and cut this excess off on the end here. Then I can turn the wing round because I want to get the roll correctly onto the leading edge of the wing. That's got the highest amount of curve. So, like I say, this will be it's got the highest amount of curve, as you can see, so do that. You can always stick something under the wing if you want, just to make it a little bit easier. Right, here we go. Good contact there and there. Both sides of that bit. That's all gone pretty good. So as you can see, hopefully you've got a good view of that. Too bad, and I've hardly stuck my fingers to the wing at all this time, so that's not bad. Last bit. Okay, right, that's that bit done. Now, the leading edge on this wing is nice and easy. We're going to put a 3mm thick piece along. Okay, that can go on top of this, on top of the sheeting. So that will be sandwiched between the two sheetings when we're done. So that will go on now. Okay, and then later on, there'll then be a 6mm thick finishing edge to go over that will be wider than the wing and the sheeting together, so that will cover both areas. That will protect the edge of the sheeting and then give us a nice piece of wood to sand to get the shape for the edge, but that will be on quite a bit later stage. So I'll just go ahead and just put that leading edge on. we go. That's as quick as that. Come out now. So there you go. We've got the shape of the wing. That's all sheeted. As quick as that. Now I'll just trim up. Excuse me. I usually trim up, but I don't trim too close on this trim. It's only just to make it easier to work with. And then as I go, I get, you know, trim up a bit closer, and then trim up with sand and blocks and bits and pieces as we go. So, but at the moment, we can just run I always use a straight edge, and you know, my poor old ruler is not as straight as it used to be. I'll trim with a couple of mil access still left on. And that should give me something to sand out if I need it. There we go. Obviously don't need to trim this edge, so that's our working edge what we worked from. There we go. Right, there we have it. That is how I sheet a wing. You can see Dan, she's nice, she's curved, she's uniform. Leading edge, that's on there, nice and straight, that's ready. Obviously we've got this overhang which will be sanded off at a later date. We've got a bit, this will be cut out as well. But what I'll do now, before I do any more cutting out or any messing about, is I will put a little bit of white glue on some of the corners and bits and pieces to strengthen them up. I like putting some along this leading edge, because then you've got something to sand into. And let that dry for a few hours. And then go on to the next stage. And the next stage for me would now be to one sheet for hair for the flaps. But before you can put that on, what I have to do is work out where the flaps, ailerons are, the joints. We'll bolster up with balsa and make them, get them ready so they can cut out. So they'll have edges on the front edge where the joining edges hair where the flap joins the aileron. And hopefully, if I do it right, I've lost all the bits now. And hopefully if we do them right, this is what they'll end up like. So you can see there, these pieces of balsa, they're 10mm thick balsa, glued in here. This bit 10mm thick glued in there. I use 10mm thick because you've got something to sand into, and you've got a good nice piece of wood to glue your hinges into as well. And usually where the hinges are, I'll put a block in as well. So, but yeah, they were all made in the same method. A little bit of filling I'll need doing before we fiberglass them later on. I'll show you how I fiberglass. It's not always necessarily the best in the world, but there's hundreds of methods, and I just use a method that works for me. So, yep. So I should show you how I do them as well. It's quite easy this way. I mean, on a Brian Taylor kit, you would be finishing the wing hair, you know, and on bigger kits and bigger airplanes and bigger wings and that, and then you would be making your flap as a separate unit from a separate part of the plan, and the same with your aileron, and then fixing them and setting them to size and stuff. But on these, it comes out is they obviously don't want to do all these bits in separate cutouts, so if they cut them as one, glue them in together as one, and then we'll just cut them out. And when we cut them out, we'll just use a very sharp knife along the balsa wood between this and what I put in here, and one of these nice little wood saws just to go through the ply, so they'll cut out easy anyway. Alright, so yeah, we'll call that a day, and I shall talk to you in a day or two's time. I shall just white glue these and leave it for the night. Alright, thank you very much. Nice, thanks for watching. Yeah, leave any comments if you got any better ideas. You'll have to excuse me if I don't take you up on your ideas. I've been doing it for a long while. I'm long in the tooth, and it's nice to hear other people's opinions and sometimes learn a new shortcut or a new method or something that's better. But I've never found two builders the same yet, so I don't think we ever will. I may well be taking you to have a look at another builder's workshop. In fact, another two builders' workshops, both working on projects at the moment. So you'll be able to see what they're doing. So that'll just make an interesting little sideline every now and then for you to look at. Alright, and I've also gonna, on the next video, I will take you to show you a couple of the other airplanes that I've built that are in my storage room. Alright, okay. Alright, bye bye.